this is our second guest host today, Steven Merling. He's a magician.
Merling.
It's Merlin for the magician, Merling for the off-brand magician.
Oh, yeah. You're the budget one, yeah.
Budget one.
You're the one who does the children's parties.
You can't afford Merlin.
Until you got the restraining order. Now you can't do the children's parties anymore.
No, not after that balloon animal incident.
Yeah. We don't talk about that anymore. Anyway, so Steven, what are you going to make for us?
I will be making a Zuppa Toscana. We'll start off with bacon, but for the most part I like to cook Zuppa Toscana. It's a very simple meal. I use it all the time for something I cook in advance, either for multiple people or for me to eat throughout the week prior to work. It's very simple dish. So, make sure that's hot enough.
Right. Well, I'm going to get out of the way.
Yeah. No, just get splashed with bacon fat.
That means I'm getting out of the way.
Make sure you have your beer, but other than that,
I smell enough like bacon.
yeah. Start cooking your bacon.
Still not like bacon.
Still not hot enough yet. There it goes, starting to sizzle.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't have a big enough pan, you can always cook your strips of bacon in half. And the recipe that I'm actually doing here is actually a pretty large pot, so I'll be doing the full pound of bacon. Alright, now that we actually got the bacon cooked, set off to the side, the next step is start chopping our vegetables. First thing you want to do is obviously garlic. I like to actually leave a set of paper towels to the side, so whenever I do the garlic and the peels, I just have a place to dump the stuff that can go in the trash can. Roll it up together all in the trash at once. It makes cleanup a little easier.
Nice.
Now what you want to do with garlic is you want to crush it. Don't be afraid. If it becomes mush, it allows you to peel it much easier. Like I said, all those peels, but right here on the paper towel makes cleanup much faster. Some people don't mind, but I always cut off the very tip of the garlic.
Oh yeah.
But that's personal choice. You want to get the garlic chopped nice and fine. So now for the potatoes. So on the potatoes, I like to go with the Yukon yellows, more the golden Yukons, more or less because they hold up better in a stew type scenario. Most people will use like russet potatoes, but if you accidentally overcook it, stew it for too long, or if you cook it and let it set, the russet potatoes do make it thicken up easier, but if it overcooks, your russet potatoes turn into mashed potatoes inside your soup. You won't have any potatoes; they'll just fall apart. These hold up much better in boiling liquid. So I just cut straight down the middle on most of them. If they're a normal bite-sized potato, down the middle again. Just quick little bite-sized pieces. Done. So the next part is the kale. So when it comes to the kale, I always cut the stem out. The thing is, when you buy that pre-market stuff from HEB or whatever that's in the bag, they have actually the chunk of the stem. I personally don't like that in my soup. It just doesn't get breaking down enough to where, to me, it actually adds anything.
I think when you get the organic one, it doesn't.
The organic one?
Yeah.
I haven't actually tried that.
Because that's what I usually buy, and there's no stems in it.
And if you get the normal bag, like their family value, their big value, whatever, they always include this little stem chunk there. I always take all that out.
Yeah, no, it's the organic one is actually a lot more chopped up than the other ones.
Because there's no need for that. Now, if that's what, hey, these recipes, there are recipes. If you enjoy doing something a little different, you like the stem, include the stem. You like a little bit more garlic, make it your own. Now we got to turn it into bacon bits. Line down there. And this isn't that difficult. Just grab a couple of pieces, line them up straight, and they don't have to be finely chopped. Just chopped enough to where it's bite-sized pieces. Next, you get your favorite Italian sausage. I got HEB brand. You cut straight down the middle in half. It just makes it a lot easier to just kind of fold into your pot. Preheat your pot with some oil before introducing the sausage.
As me and Bruce have mentioned many times, pretty much most things that HEB makes is pretty damn good.
I'm using 2 pounds of HEB Italian sausage.
Here we go.
So now that we got our Italian sausage nice and browned up and starting to stick to the bottom of the pan and starting to color, we're going to go ahead and add
The
garlic.
fixins? The fixins?
Oh, no, just the garlic. I'm going to grab a little few potatoes, but that's just because I didn't separate it, right? More or less the garlic. Oh, I got all the garlic. Look at that. Boom. Boom.
You're incredible, magician
Nice.
man.
That is Merling, the offset of Merling. Also, we'll take Harry Potter knockoff too. So I add the garlic, just going to stir real quick.
Harry Potter.
Smell that right away.
Oh yeah, mixed in very well.
Man, that sausage tastes, that smells so good.
So at this
That smells
point,
so good right now.
we're going to go through, move that. We're going ahead and add our seasonings, just a little salt.
That little whatever they call it. The red stuff. What do you call it? I can't say the
Hail
damn
Mary.
word.
Himalayan salt.
Thank you, thank you.
You could just
thank
call it pink salt.
you. No, I had to totally screw it up.
Okay, Himalayan salt.
That's
yes.
my job.
So, add about a tablespoon of Himalayan salt, but that's just to taste. So you salt.
Is that
pepper, taste.
some of that mandolin?
So these are peppercorns.
Mandolin pepper.
I'm making that one.
All right, I think you are.
These are
I'm
just
making
straight
that
peppercorns.
I
And
just want to sound more like a moron.
for this amount, because like I said, this is double the amount of normal portions, not a tablespoon too, but I just typically go until my arm gets tired, and that's typically enough. I've had a lot of practice.
Because he's a bachelor, so arm takes a lot longer to get tired.
I've had a lot of practice, So once I add that, just go through, stir it up real quick. Make sure no burning's going on. At which point we're going to come back through with the pepper flakes.
Pepper flakes. What do we got there? All right.
Just red pepper.
Yeah, red
red
peppers.
pepper. Okay.
Nice.
Now this is also to taste. To do a good tablespoon there.
Does it taste like red pepper?
Sprinkle that.
Maybe a tablespoon.
But that's just my own personal preference. If you don't like spice, add however much you want.
Remember, you're doing a higher yield for this recipe.
I am doing a higher yield.
So,
But of course, once you get it going, you might add more.
Yep. After this starts going, we'll taste it and see where we're at that point. So,
next.
after adding the seasonings, the garlic and everything, it's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So we're going to go through and we're going to add some chicken stock. I like to use some HEB chicken stock for this.
That's
If I'm not using my normal homemade one.
Well, that's the one I normally buy too.
Now this is 32 ounces. It's the whole thing. This is for 2 pounds of Italian sausage. Got another 32 ounces I'm going to add here in a minute. That we cut up earlier. Just dump the whole thing in. Just be careful not to splash it on yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a simmer. Let all these potatoes stew in, at which point, once it comes up to a simmer, we're going to add the bacon. And then whenever it gets close to the potatoes being finished, we'll add, at the last minute, we'll add the heavy cream and the kale. But in the meantime, I'll bring that up to simmer and put a nice hefty top on.
That's Steven. What's the next step?
Alright, next step is let's go ahead and pop this top here. See what we're working with. Alright, so we can get a good stir. So the potatoes done.
You took it off the heat, but you still got a little boil going on.
Yeah. So what you do, I mean, an easy way for me is I just push up and press against it. It comes right off, like with no.
Oh yeah, no,
issue.
those
It's
are
done.
done. Those are definitely done.
So once your potatoes are done, just give it a quick stir.
Smells so freaking good.
Give it a quick stir. We'll go through and we're going to add the delicious bacon.
That almost makes up for the smell you put off sitting standing next to you.
That's fine. Bacon makes up for anything, to be honest with you. Anybody's smell. My smell, George's smell.
Yeah.
I can talk about yours. But,
No, let's not go there.
I smell like a saint.
oh, well, good Lord. You ain't smell like no saint ever, man. Maybe the ones that are under
We
investigation.
hang out in different churches.
Stir this. Quick stir. Just gonna let that go for just a second. Then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna add some heavy cream.
Now, how much?
I use 2 30-ounce things of chicken stock.
Yeah.
For each 32-ounce thing container of chicken
Yep.
stock, you use 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. This is 16 fluid ounces. This is 2 cups.
So it'd be the entire thing.
Boom. So while that's
That's
back
a
up,
big old pot of soup.
oh, this will hold me through it for a week. A couple days,
Oh,
actually.
why not let you take it with you?
Only for a couple days.
You don't know the rules?
You leave it all behind. No,
If you
you
can
leave
eat all-
you leave a serving for Cindy behind.
If you can eat all this in one day, by all means, have at it. So, go ahead and add the kale.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, you do this when it's a simmer, but you can do it either or. Just gonna put that in. And what you're gonna do-
Actually, you need to leave 2 servings, one for Cindy and one for Crystal.
So what you do is you just kind of push this in.
Hey, Steve, is it time?
It is time. So
It's time.
we finally got done simmering long enough. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and serve up a plate for Georgie over here to
Oh,
try.
yeah. I'm going to try it.
Oh, look at that. Look at that happiness.
Ooh, that looks freaking awesome. It's a little bit of heaven in a bowl.
Oh yeah, add a little juice. Boom.
Nice.
I'm gonna set that right there.
All right.
Georgie, get
I'm
out.
gonna give it a shot here. Get some of that. A little bit of.
Heaven in a bowl.
Oh, that
Yeah.
heavy in the bowl. No. Yep. So I have that sausage with some kale. I have a potato. I have some bacon.
Mhm.
All right. Here we go. Oh yeah. No, it's the blend of everything. Yeah, it's perfect. Mhm.
The kale doesn't overpower
Nope,
everything.
there's no overpowering of the kale at all, which I thought, it being pretty strong vegetable, that would be the case.
Yeah.
The strongest thing we have here is the meat,
Yeah.
and
Your
I
sausage
think that's
and
what you
bacon.
want.
Yep.
I mean, I really do think that's what you want.
When you're a man, your street better be, you better be strong.
Your strongest flavors are going to end up shining, which the
Yeah.
Italian sausage will because it's also well seasoned.
Right.
But at the same time, bacon in its own right is a very, very strong ingredient in itself.
Right. No, this is fabulous.
So have to be polite with it. No, not really.
Actually, you know my stepchildren. So, let's rephrase that. How my stepchildren treat me.
That's more accurate, yes.